introduced to the different board positions. If you have an interest in learning about any of that, if you think I might one day want to serve on the board, a really good way to kind of see what we do is to come and observe a board meeting. We'd love to have you. Typically what everybody does is they arrive at about 11:30. We bring our own lunch. Eat lunch, whatever you want to bring. We got some people bring Bodacious barbecue, some people bring Burger King. Holly usually picks me up a salad at Nuke's. Anything you want, come on in, eat your lunch, and join us for some fun. And the board meeting will start right at noon. So we take from about 11:30 then to just kind of socialize. Your volunteer hours. I had a member tell me they had some volunteer hours to submit to Holly. And one of the things I love is telling everybody your volunteer hours that you do outside of Rotary at other organizations also count as volunteer hours. All you have to do is send that to Holly in an email, and it can be something simple like, hey, Holly, I volunteered at my church this past week. I helped take up the offering. It took about 30 minutes. Or I was a greeter, or I was a church representative, or whatever. Or I volunteered with Bethesda or Boy Scouts of America. Anything you want, she'll log that down. Okay? Real simple, real easy. Make sure you get those volunteer hours in for June. Semi-annual and annual dues are now past due. So if you have not paid Holly yet, please do so as soon as possible. And you can do what I do. I just pay half a year at a time. You guys know where I work. So it's not like I can, can't always just pay it all at one time, but please see her and get that done. If you didn't get a semi-annual dues statement in your email, please let us know. We want to make sure we have really good emails for everybody, okay? Also, let's see. I know I have birthdays. Birthdays for July. Michael McLaughlin, which is July 7th. Rich Enfield is July 9th. Tom Trimble, July 20th. Susan Hill, July 25th. Hemant Patel, July 26th. And Pamela Walters is July 29th. And I don't know folks here. Is it everybody on with? Oh, yes. Okay. So what we're going to do now is the whole membership is going to sing happy birthday to you. Okay, you ready? All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Vivian. Happy birthday to you. That was lovely. Happy birthday. Okay, we also have some Rotary anniversaries in July. Fran Hall has been a Rotarian for 21 years. Susan Hill, 4 years, and LaRue Decker, 1 year. So happy anniversary to all those people. Okay, next week's program is Vicki Jones. She'll be doing a program on the Women's Health Boutique. Okay. So there's a couple of things up here that are new and different. I'm not just talking about me. There's a few things that are up here that are new and different. Okay. And so do you see anything up here that's different than it was the last time we met? Okay.
The banner.
The banner. The banner says create hope in the world. That's our new Rotary year theme that was put out by our Rotary International president. And just as a quick aside, the Rotary International president, whenever you look at any of the bulletins that have Rotary International president Gordon McInally on there, they'll put RIP. And so you look at it and several people go, oh my gosh, did he die? No, he didn't die. It's just he's the Rotary International president, and that's how they do it. And even worse is the Rotary International president-elect, which is RIPE, which is right. So one of them is dead, one of them right for the picking. Okay? And there is something different about me. I'll show you the first thing. Okay, so I have a lot of badges, and this is my new badge for Rotary, and it says Rotary President on it. I'm very, very proud of this. I just don't have a lot of place to put it, okay? I just don't have a lot of spots. But then there's something that I'm wearing today that I haven't been able to wear until today. Do you see it? It's not just my badge for president. The pin. My Paul Harris. I had been working on this for a little while, kind of chipping away at it. And when I was inducted at the last meeting, I'm sorry, I'm a walker. Whenever I teach my class, I walk around a lot too. At my last meeting, I knew where I was. I was really close, by the way. I didn't have a lot left, but I hadn't gotten it yet. And I'm standing up here, and I don't know if you could see it on my face, but Holly says, here's your Paul Harris, or they call my name, this is your Paul Harris. And I thought, oh no, they made a mistake. No, I better give it back. But it wasn't a mistake, because a really, really good friend of mine and your immediate past president used some of his points to finish out my Paul Harris. And I'm so thankful that you did that. I can't thank you enough. That was me. I really appreciate this. It's something that I have been working toward. And if you're a new member, or maybe a member that hasn't gotten a Paul Harris yet, I would really, really encourage you to do that, because I would love for all of us to get together and put our pins on and just have a big Paul Harris portrait made. Thank you so much, Allison. I really appreciate that. So, okay, and our speaker today brought these with her, and you brought them for us to have, right? Yes. Okay, so they come in all really cool colors. I got the pink one, obviously, because it's one of my favorite colors. And I did tell one of our members, yes, you are allowed to play catch with this, but only with people who know they're playing catch. You can't just throw it. Okay, so go and get you a little squeezy. They're really cool. Okay, now to introduce our speaker, we have a brand new president-elect. Colby McElwee is your new president-elect. And I've told everybody that by design, the way we have set things up in our club is that when you're president-elect, you really are working pretty hard. That is a big job, because you have to really get all the programs in order. You're doing a lot of communication jobs. You're lining people out. You're doing everything that you can to the best of your ability. It's a lot tougher than getting up here and dinging the bell. I couldn't wait. So I know that Colby McElwee is going to do a wonderful job. If you have any ideas for programs, you are more than welcome to email me, but you can certainly get them on the calendar faster if you go ahead and email Colby. So please give a warm, warm welcome for the guy that we love that has that lamb chop going on. Your president-elect, Colby McElwee.
I'm super glad to be here today and honored to have this position. And I know there's still going to be some growing pains for the first week or 2 weeks here, but I'm glad to be here. Today we have Olivia Bodiford. We have Olivia Bodiford here from Mosaic Counseling. She's a licensed professional counselor who works with adolescents, adults, couples, and families. She's been trained in several different counseling modalities and theories, including CBT, Hakami, EFT, and Bowen theory. Olivia enjoys working with clients to determine tools that work best for them in their journey towards health and healing. If y'all would join in welcoming Olivia.
Thank you for having me. I'm going to start with a video about Mosaic and then just tell you a little about our services and take questions if you have any.
And let's just hope that the internet works.
I had to use my hotspot, Catherine.
I
had to use my hotspot.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
Let's hope.
Well, you wrote it, Kathy.
Well, I know, I tend to break everything.
While that is buffering, I'll just go ahead and get started. So Mosaic Counseling Center is a nonprofit counseling center here in Tyler. We are located in downtown Tyler, and we also have a satellite location in Lindale. So we provide counseling for folks from the age of 4 all the way up to however old. We see also couples and families. And there are several things I think that make Mosaic unique. One of those things is insurance, but we also use a sliding scale fee. So if you decide to get counseling in this area, you're probably going to be paying $100 to $150 per session. That's not doable for a lot of folks. So what Mosaic does is we have a sliding scale fee based on annual household income to make counseling more affordable for folks who don't have insurance. Because insurance is expensive and counseling is expensive, and so we try to provide those services at a reasonable cost. The way that we do that is through donations, and we have board members who give to Mosaic in order to make that happen. I wouldn't be paid without donations, basically, because the fees that clients pay just don't cover it because we make it affordable for them. So along with seeing clients, we also do outreach in the community. So we have done things like support groups for churches. We are often involved.
Well, we might.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Put the cursor at the bottom.
Yeah, we're also involved in different mental health events around Tyler or East Texas area. So the Out of the Darkness Walk, which is a suicide awareness walk, we always have representatives there. Pretty much anything that you hear about in Tyler that has to do with mental health, we try to be involved in some way, even if it's just sending a couple of our counselors to represent Mosaic. Along with the stress balls, on the table outside, I have a few other goodies. I also have pins, and then I have some information packets. And one of those information packets is about one of the yearly events that we do that brings in a lot of our donations. So you might, as you're leaving, take a look at that. It's in October. We have that, and we've been doing that for quite a while now. It offers classes for LPCs, licensed professional counselors, licensed clinical social workers. So it provides education for people who are in the mental health field in Tyler, which is a valuable resource. Some ways, another way that Mosaic is unique is that we allow, or they, I'm not in charge, so I don't do this, but they allow our counselors to fit their work to what they enjoy best. So some counselors just want to see clients all day, every day, and you can do that. But some of our counselors like to go out in the community more. And so that's something that is offered at Mosaic because an important part of taking care of our clients, taking care of the community, is taking care of the counselors too. So I think that ensures that people get good care because the counselors are being taken care of. Yes. Sorry, let me see if I'm missing anything. Are there any questions that come to mind for anyone? Yeah.
How many people a year do y'all usually help out? If you have, just I don't know if you know that off the top of your head.
Ooh, I wish I knew. The question was how many clients do we service every year? I really don't know.
It was 10,000 last year, 10,000 hours of counseling were
Okay.
provided within our region.
Okay, yes, 10,000 hours last year.
This year, our current Rotary National President has challenged Rotary around the world, specifically our clubs, to get involved with mental health in our community, to make it an awareness. Just sent out a video email to us, all the members. I hope everybody got that. How can our Rotary Club get involved with mental health and mental wellness here in the East Texas area? How can we support Mosaic? How can Mosaic support our involvement if we can get involved with mental health and mental wellness? Any ideas?
That's a great question. One of the things that comes to mind is attending it's the yearly event that we do every year is called Peace of Mind. So it's not only open to counselors or social workers. It's open to anyone, and you can pay for a table and all sit together, and we have speakers every year come and talk about mental health, just for the community. So that's definitely a good way to get involved with the community and with Mosaic Counseling Center in particular. And then there are a lot of events that happen in this area that maybe aren't advertised very well, but there are a lot of things out here. I think about the Out of the Darkness walk that I mentioned, which is a suicide awareness walk, and it's not just for folks who have experienced suicidal thoughts. It's for everyone to go and support those who have had suicidal thoughts or maybe do have suicidal thoughts. So that's just a couple of ways to get involved. Of course, if you want to donate to Mosaic, we wouldn't say no. That's a way as well to get involved.
Is Mosaic doing any work with like Camp B, Susan? Are you guys partnered together with the vets, because so many of our veterans are facing suicide, still losing over 20 a day? Is any of that kind of work going on in the East Texas area where your organization is leveraging partnering with other organizations?
I don't think that we're partnered with them specifically. But we do partner with Christus. We do depression screening calls for doctors with Christus. We also partner with UT Tyler. So UT Tyler has a counseling program, of course, and they have graduate interns. And intern, you're going to school, you're not licensed yet, but you're seeing clients for the first time. And so we have, right now, I think we have 3 or 4 graduate interns from UT Tyler that we provide supervision for, who can observe other counselors and learn skills. So those are a couple partnerships we've had. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you. We're gonna do the video and then I'll.
Much like a mosaic piece of art that is comprised of all different shapes and textures and sizes, in therapy, the community can come in, and Mosaic is where they can find someone that maybe possibly looks like them, find someone that practices their religion, and maybe even find a modality for them that suits their needs or their mental health.
When I think about the word connection, I feel like a lot of our clients come into us because they are feeling disconnected in life. They feel alone, they have problems that no one else can understand. And I feel like what's fundamental that we do at Mosaic, but I also do individually as a counselor, is help try to connect people to feel connected again to humanity, the community that they live in. And I think that's such a big part of helping folks. I also think something that's different about Mosaic is I think rather than being problem focused and pathological focused, we're focused on those things and we address them, but it's about holistic wellness and helping people become the best versions of themselves.
I'm Chris Taylor, Executive Director of Mosaic Counseling Centers of East Texas. Last year, we began an intentional process of asking questions and listening to our community and preparing ourselves to respond. As Mosaic Counseling Centers of East Texas, we want to bring all of individuals into the room, their emotions, their traumas, their backgrounds, their hopes, their dreams, and begin a process of exploring ourselves in a new and different way. As Mosaic Counseling Centers of East Texas will continue to provide affordable, high-quality mental health care to East Texans.
When I meet new people, it's like meeting a part of myself that I haven't met yet. We're just not in 4 walls. We're just not in a building. We're in the community.
So our donors like to connect with Mosaic, I think, for a couple of reasons. One, we are an organization that focuses on the integration of mind, body, and spirit for human well-being and flourishing. And then it's even bigger than just what happens inside the clinic. It's also what happens in the community as we connect donors with the organization and connect their passions and their interests in helping our community flourish. And so we want to partner with our donors. We want to partner with our community in connecting them to an organization that is bringing about community.
Psychotherapy is a process of helping those parts communicate more fully and be more integrated and woven together so that a person can feel more whole.
What makes Mosaic so unique is that we really put our clients first. From the moment that they first call, we are there with them the entire way, building those relationships and maintaining them throughout.
And it's affordable, and if they can't afford it, we can find ways to help them be able to get the help that they need.
Counseling is just a place to be able to do that work and work with a therapist that you feel comfortable and that you trust.
The enrichment that I feel, the health that my client experiences, we take that back out. We take it to our families. We take it to our loved ones.
We are Mosaic. We are Mosaic.
We are Mosaic.
We are Mosaic.
We are Mosaic.
Somos Mosaico.
So I think I had a question. Yes.
I wanted to ask you on two things. What can we do, number one, to work on the connection between Mosaic and our veterans? And number two, shorten the wait time. I've heard that it's a normal 6 months wait to get counseling at Mosaic.
Yeah, so as for the wait list, we have been working on that. We actually just hired a new child and adolescence counselor. So that's something that is in the works. And a part of that too is communication within an organization, trying to make it run more smoothly. So I think that has improved, and I could be wrong about that. But it's definitely something that it seems like maybe at certain times of the year we get an influx of clients that we maybe didn't expect or that we just aren't prepared for. And so we are working on the wait list piece because that's a long time to wait for counseling.
Because if someone's in need, they're in need right now.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things too that we do during that time is we try to inform people about other counseling services in the area.
That's good.
So if we are full, we will let people know, and then we will give them some names of other places in the area.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there any time for organizations like this but is there any kind of crisis line?
Yes. Oh, I'm glad that you brought that up. Yes. So all the full-time therapists at Mosaic are on a rotating after-hours phone. So from, I think it's 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. during the week, clients can call our phone number and it will roll over to one of the therapists for crisis. And then it's 24 hours on the weekend. So yes, we do provide that for our clients. Absolutely.
Do you happen to know what the top 3 main root causes? Like, is it drug abuse? Is it alcoholism? Is it interpersonal relations with husband and wife? Where's the big chunks of people that are coming in with that different root causes?
Yeah, that's a really great question. My answer would probably be it depends on a counselor's point of view, because we have most of our counselors are certified in different modalities of counseling, and so they might look at a problem a little bit differently and see the root causes different. One thing that I see in my personal journey as a counselor is a lot of trauma is the root. Trauma and family dynamics. The family system can often be a cause of anxiety, depression, etc. And then trauma, of course, colors a person's entire worldview.
What about genetics?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Generational trauma, for sure. Yes, I think we carry those things in our DNA and pass them on. Absolutely. Yeah, I would agree with that.
So specifically for adolescents referrals and so some adolescent just commits or attempts suicide. Do you know what the adolescent mental health bed situation here in East Texas is for? It's not an outpatient kind of thing where you're doing an outpatient kind of clinic, but they need locating some kind of 7 or 14-day observation period where we can get them stabilized again. Do we have any idea what's going on in East Texas? Or?
No, we have a serious lack of care in that area in East Texas. There is a huge need for inpatient hospitals for adolescents that just do not exist. So I have had several times adolescents that have to go to maybe even Louisiana to get that inpatient care. That there is a huge lack there that I'm actually hoping that maybe UT Health is moving in that direction. I don't know, but I hope so.
How do you carry generational trauma in your DNA?
So whenever you go through a trauma, often if it's not dealt with, you project it onto others. So when I say generational trauma, I mean someone who has gone through a trauma that colors the way or affects the way that they treat their family. And so then their family ends up carrying the symptoms as well.
You said you carry it in your DNA.
Right. So I believe that the way that we are affected, or the way that we are treated by those that are close to us, can change our what we pass on in a very biological, genetic way. Yeah, yeah. And in fact, sometimes you can look back in generations and see very similar patterns to what's going on in your family at the moment, which is something that I enjoy doing with clients because it can really inform them about their current life, just looking at their history. Yeah. One thing that the video brought to my mind is we also offer e-counseling. So what this means is we can reach more rural communities who maybe can't drive, 30 minutes or an hour to reach us. Especially since COVID, we have greatly increased our e-counseling services. So we can reach anywhere in Texas. We can see clients, which has been great for the more rural communities.
You may have already answered this question, but I wasn't clear on it. Where would you say the bulk of your referrals do come from? I know you have a partnership with Christus, and I know you have a partnership with the hospitals. Do you get very many referrals from family practice or anything like that, or do most of them come from other areas? Where do you get your referrals?
Sometimes it's from churches. Sometimes we get referrals from primary care physicians who have heard of us. We get that often. And then a lot of the time it's like someone's friend came and saw someone at Mosaic, or when I go out in the community and people learn that I'm a counselor, often they ask me where they should go or who I would recommend. So yeah, I think we treat our clients well, and they spread that, and then churches get to hear about us, and doctors get to hear about us, and then can tell others as well. Yeah.
I was wondering, do you guys accept PPO plans?
I believe we do. We take like the major health insurances, except we don't take Medicare or Medicaid, but we take like Blue Cross Blue Shield, things like that. Yeah. I think I had a hand up.
Or is there a network or an alliance of other centers like you throughout Texas where you can buffer each other?
Yes, so we are connected to I don't know if it's, I want to say it's countrywide. Yes, it's called the So Lighten Institute. It used to be the Samaritan, yes, because we used to be Samaritan. But our leadership, like our clinical director, talks to clinical directors from other So Lighten institutes and collaborate with them. So yes, we do have that network.
And it's growing.
And it's growing.
I was out at the health center, the head nurse for many years. So, you know, I sort of went back to the house, and I don't know now why I did that, but anyway, it has been, I have been very impressed to see just how much progress is being made. That it seems to be, you know, getting, it's probably in and of itself how you get to find out about it. Because of someone that told you that.
Yeah, and the more we're able to get out into the community, the more people can know about us, and the more people that we can serve, the more therapists we can have in order to serve those clients. Yeah, so it definitely becomes a community network, for sure. Yeah. Any other questions? I really appreciate y'all having me today and just getting to share. If you have any more questions that you think of, feel free to catch me before I leave. Or if you think of a question afterwards, you're welcome to call Mosaic. And we've got, I'm sure the little pamphlets out there have our number. So, yeah.
I want to say something. I normally do a program like this, but Olivia is very, she is, I wouldn't say shy, but I just wanted to inform the rest of you. She talked a little bit about family systems theory, and this is something that she is undertaking and studying. She's going to the source over in Baltimore, Maryland, and there's only a handful of people in the state of Texas that will have the kind of training and expertise that she has. And I know amongst the Methodist clergy community, I have instructed all of them that said if I was active and had a parishioner that I needed to refer, I would refer to Olivia because she really has a grasp on. Your question was very good about the DNA, the emotional background, the thing that propels us to do what we do. And Olivia